Victor, we're going to call. Vicky sounds like a cheerleader.
My name is Katie Fox. I was hired by Tim to document the build of his 1934 Ford Victoria. Tim strongly felt that people would be confused if they just heard my voice and didn't know who I was. If you hear my voice throughout any of the following videos, it's me. I'm not just like some voice in the background that doesn't have a personality or a face. It's been incredibly illuminating to see firsthand how much time goes into each and every little piece of a custom car. It's a lot of work. And it wasn't until maybe a year and a half in that Tim really got the desire to try to make a series documenting and really showing the amount of work that goes into a custom hot rod. What was the first thing that drew your attention to the Vic?
I found this car by accident. That's what I love about it. It reminded me of gangster cars and the suicide doors. So it's Kismet, whatever that means. That sounds like something you get at a deli. I'd like a half a pound of Kismet. I saw this Vicky in a picture for sale, I think on Craigslist. I said, damn, does that got a nice what?
That's what you hear a lot from pretty much everyone.
Je ne sais quoi, it sits right.
It's just got a really nice line. It's hard to describe.
There's something about the lines and the chop of this car.
It's the chop of the car. Perfect chop.
Chop is done really, really nice.
Level of chop. The chop.
It's chopped.
Keep the chop.
Chop.
The chop.
And the chop.
The chop. The chop of it.
Whoever did the chop did a really, really nice job.
Just absolutely perfect chop to this thing. Just that distance, and it's so subtle, and it's so hard to define.
I don't know what the that means.
So I've made probably 11 or 12 cars from bottom up, and you get great respect for the car companies because they do this for a living. We think we make these things, and there's a process of sorting these things out, and that's all I'm thinking about now is we'll get this thing built, and it'll be too heavy in the front. The doors won't shut right. I bought a 56 Ford truck that was a chop. It turned out to be 1,100 horsepower nightmare, and the police showed up every time I started it, so I sold it to a guy in Australia. I told him it was a farm truck. Look, I might have misquoted myself. I said, you'll lose your arm in this. I didn't say it was a farm truck. You lose your arm shifting this. I'm doing it at another guy's shop, as you can see. I live in an art gallery. Because doesn't it look like I'm at the design center? It looks like I have a whole staff back there instead of mice. But it looks good. It really, I did this, and I shrunk a car. I have the technology here at my shop. Not only do I have chairs that move like this.
We've spent, I don't even know how many hours. We're probably at about 800 hours on metalwork, yeah.
This chair moves like this.
There must have been 3 inches of lead in this thing, no kidding.
Unbelievable technology.
My name is Bodie Stroud. I own BS Industries, and at BS Industries, we build some of the coolest cars in the world.
Literally tore it apart to take some of the rust off, and now most of the body was not there. So we've slowly taken the chassis off. We're going to put a new chassis underneath it.
They actually welded everything straight to the chassis.
Spins all the way. Look, watch this. I'm a ballet dancer. You pivot, don't they do their heads like this, then whip around like this. And that car used to be this big.
It's a lot more than I expected.
There is an odd story that I asked at one point when I was home improvement, because I could do whatever I wanted at Disney, I said I wanted to be able to drive to the commissary. And they said, you're not allowed to have cars on the Disney lot. So I was able to get around the rules by having them make me this. And then the head of Disney at the time told me, you're going to stop, because I hit somebody. I actually hit somebody because they weren't moving fast enough. So I ran into somebody. But you can't look dumber. I won't even get in it, because you can't actually look dumber than being in that car. It had nothing to do with the Vicky, but I just wanted to. I'm not really a 34 Vicky guy, or Victor as I want to call this. It's not my era of cars, but there's something really interesting, creative. I hate the word because I don't know why when people say that car is really sexy, that's just creepy to me.